All right, hello. I think we're live. Hopefully, we're live. All right, while we get this set up here, hold on. I'm gonna kind of adjust my tripod here. Um, Kind of a new setup, kind of not really, but hopefully we'll see what's going on here. I want to see how this looks, so I'm gonna probably look at my phone and see what it looks like on my end. Well, hello. But while we are waiting, for those of you who are just tuning in or watching this post the live stream, I want to wish you guys a happy Valentine's Day. And I hope everyone has a good holiday, whether you are celebrating with a significant other or, you're spending it alone, whether it be you having to be at work. But I just want to send a special message to all of my subscribers saying, hey, if you're spending it alone, don't let it be one of those days where, hey, I'm alone, like this isn't fun or whatever. Take the time to, appreciate your friends and your family, whoever is in your life. Definitely that's gonna make somewhat of an impact and an impression to the people that are around you that you already love and whatnot. So, if whether it be your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, or just a close friend, someone that might, need some cheering up or whatever. Also on that this specific day, don't hesitate. Just let them know how important you are to them, and whether it just be taking them out to lunch or something like that. Let them know how much you care, and believe me, it'll be paid forward eventually. So me, I will be working tomorrow on Valentine's Day. So I'm trying to see if we can get this going here. Give me 1 second while I try to look up my own live stream here, just because I want to see. Here we go. Let me see if I can look it up. Yeah, there you go. So let me see if I can actually watch my own live stream here. Skip the survey. I don't want to take no surveys. And again, it's late. It's what, Tuesday, Wednesday night? Wednesday night, actually. Tomorrow's Thursday. Tomorrow's Valentine's Day already. So let's see if I can maybe get a few people watching in here. Let me see if I can like this first of all. And hopefully we can get a few people in the chat here. And let me know what you guys think of my new setup here. I wouldn't call it a new setup or anything like that, but it's definitely new. Let me see if I can get this closer. There you go. So I wanted to kind of have like a distinguished setting around me, I guess, and having the posters and whatnot so that people can kind of see. Obviously, my desk is a nice little setup over there also, but let me see if I can change the filter. Can I glow myself? Whoa, no. There we go. We'll leave it on pop for now. Pop kind of brings out my skin tone a little more. Like, that's kind of weird, but I think that's pretty cool, I guess. Let's see what's up. Let me see if I can get a live chat or a party chat going here. Excuse me. Let me put hi, see if it pops out. Alright, top chat, but I want all messages to show up. So while we're doing this, I'm going to go ahead and share this on my Twitter as well. Hopefully we can get some people in on the chat here, and hopefully, we'll just get it going, guys. Let's see, copy link, Twitter. Let's see if I can even open up Twitter. There you go. Alright, let's see. Live stream. Live stream going, right? I can't spell live stream. I'm actually live streaming on the new Mobile G3 Plus, by the way. So if you guys are liking the stream quality, let me know how it looks. Q&A. And I am posting this. Whoa, hello. I'm posting this on something else. Let's see. See if I can tweet it. Let's see, we got one viewer joining in. Say hello if you guys are just joining in. What the heck is going on with my YouTube over here? So I don't know what's going on with YouTube. That's okay. Like, I feel like it's crashing or something like that. Maybe it's my internet connection. I don't know. Let's see. Again, we're still waiting to see if a few people will join in here. If not, then I just want to wish everyone a happy Valentine's Day. Again, if you are spending it alone, don't think that no one out there cares about you. It's just not the time yet. Okay. Looks like I got one viewer going in here. Say hi if you guys are just joining in. I'm not seeing any chats from y'all just yet. I'm gonna mute myself over here just because I can hear myself in the background. What's up, Edward Kinsey? How's it going, man? Hopefully everything's okay on your end, dude. What's up? Thanks. I'm finally starting to see the chats now, so I just want to do a live stream, just kind of go over my channel a little bit and just talk about if you guys have questions or whatever for me, I can definitely answer all of those. I don't want to leave stuff out. Let's see. Hold on. Yeah, so no, I was checking my phone for content there. Sorry about that. So yeah, I just wanted to go over my channel and trying to figure out, are you excited about the Galaxy S10? Yes and no. I'm not a huge fan of the Galaxy phones. After the 7, I was basically kind of shooed away from the devices. I believe the 8 and up is probably a decent, more decent than what experience that I had with the Galaxy S7. The Galaxy S10 though, I'm not really excited about. I'm not really huge on flagship devices that are like in that price range already above $800 now, I guess. And I can't believe I'm saying that because I have the iPhone 10 and this was $1,000 phone, right? But as far as Android devices go, I don't believe that Samsung should be charging as much as they do for the product that they put out. I mean, because really the only good things that you get out of those phones nowadays are just the cameras. I mean, it's not so much the performance of the phone anymore, because even like nowadays lower end budget phones can perform pretty well. So like the phone that I'm streaming on right now, this is the new Mobile G3 Plus, and I've been using this phone for a couple of weeks already, and I have to say that I'm pretty impressed. This man doesn't like the Attitude Era. The Attitude Era. What are you trying to say over here, brother? Just because I got this poster, by the way, was given to me by a friend that owns a local arcade, and they were getting rid of some stuff that they had in the arcade, and just so happens that they had an old school picture of Scott Hall, and it was in okay shape. So I was like, you know what? Let me take it and let me put a picture of it on, or let me put a picture up. I mean, why not? It's a recognizable poster. If people only knew it would cost to build them phones, they would be shocked. Yeah, I get that things cost money. Okay, I mean, especially flagship devices. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, the consumer is going to buy it regardless whether the item costs $1,000 or not. I'm just saying, like for me, I'm not really too excited about the GS10 or whatever you want to call it, mostly because of that little camera thing that's right kind of like just on the side. And I think that's going to be the trend for 2019 as far as cell phones go. The little camera notch on the side or whatever. I don't think it's a good look, to be honest. I'm not a fan of it. I was never a fan of the notch. I hate the notch, to be honest. You know what I mean? But it sucks because like most phones, here you can even see here, most phones will have that little notch now, and it's just really stupid. This phone you can't really see, but here you can kind of tell that this phone has. This is the Umidigi A3 Pro, and you can see this phone has the notch also. So it's one of those deals where you really don't have a choice, I guess, in the matter but rather to accept what's like the new technologies. So to me, like I don't mind if the phone has a bezel. Like I think probably I'm more excited about the LG G8 Thin Q, whatever you want to call it. I think it looks a little better. It does have somewhat of a notch on top, but it doesn't look as bad to me. So I mean, it really just depends on the preference. Okay. What I mean is it probably don't cost as much as we think to make them, and they're charging ridiculous amounts. Okay, so Edward, that's a good point. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're right. I mean, Samsung, they are the top selling share when it comes to selling Android phones. They even beat out Google, and Google's the one that developed Android and put Androids on these smartphones to begin with. You know what I mean? So why are they charging so much for, I mean, for phones like the Galaxy Note 9 or 8 or whatever, I don't even know what version they're on anymore. It's understandable because that phone is totally worth it in my opinion, but the Galaxy S9, the Galaxy S10, I don't know. I mean, this those phones have to be running super buttery smooth, like, and I'm talking about like super fluid, like, the reason why I love my iPhone is because it's just so fluid. Like I can just jump from app to app, and there's no issue, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, other than the fact that, my wireless connection is a little slow at times, but you don't get that type of fluidity. Looks like I got 4 viewers going on here. Say hey if you guys are just joining in, and I'm honestly shocked that people are actually joining in on my chat tonight. So thanks for joining. Thanks for joining in, by the way. But anyway, yeah. So I mean, again, I'm not really too excited about the Galaxy S10. It's not a phone that I will even bother to look at because, again, it's not. It's something that I wouldn't even bother. Okay, this, I think I just killed my A3 Pro. Okay, now it's working. Like, I like the Umidigi A3 Pro, but this phone, it feels like it's a little buggy at times. But I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, really, I mean, would you waste money, or would you want to get the Galaxy, the new Galaxy phone, or is that something that you guys want? Are you guys more into iPhones? You know what I mean? Like, tell me, like, I mean, I don't know, you know what I mean? It's really up to the consumer nowadays. I mean, and it's really up to the type of ecosystem that you guys are using. If you guys are more acclimated to using, uh, devices that are implement a lot of the Google apps like Google Drive and Google Keep and all those, or even Google Photos. I think one thing that I've just realized that I really enjoy using now is Google Photos, because I can take a video on my Android phone or whatever, and the video will upload to Google Photos, and I can just download it to my computer or whatever, post video while I'm doing video editing, and it'll be there, and I have no issues with that. So, okay, has anyone said anything? Whoa, hello, Solitude Tech, how's it going, man? Trump, my love, says you voted for Trump. I'm not gonna answer that. I will keep politics out of here, but I am assuming that you have voted for Trump, right? Hello, everyone. As long as the phone works, I'm good. No, not into splitting hairs on devices. So that's too bad. I like your username, by the way. Too bad. That's a good point. You know what I mean? So a lot of people are very, I guess, picky when it comes to smart devices. Me, yeah, I would like to say, like, hey, as long as it works, okay. For me, like, I was a hardcore Android user. Like, when I started using smartphones, Android was my go-to device. I owned several Nexus devices. I owned several Motorola devices and LG devices as well. Flagship devices. I'm not talking about like the cheap phones. I'm talking about like their high-end phones. But then I eventually switched over to try an iPhone. Okay, so this was pre iPhone 10. I think the first iPhone I had was the iPhone 6S, right? So I got the 6S, and I was very shocked on how well the actual phone performed. Yes, the iPhones are simple. Yes, there's not a lot of customization that you can do with them, and they really slacked when it came to features that Android had already been using for years, right? But at the same time, everything on the iPhone works, guys. Like, I've had no issues with apps or whatever. Apple is always constantly rolling out updates. I think I've had an update on this phone like several times within the last year already. So I haven't had any issues. My iPhone works. They make updates to make the software run better. Again, this is an iPhone 10. This is almost a 2-year-old phone. Well, maybe not a 2-year-old phone. It's a little more than a year old though, right? They already have the iPhone XR and the iPhone XS and XS Max or whatever. But this phone will still last me a good 3-4 years probably without me having to buy another phone. So I think that's why Apple's flagship devices are so expensive now, because a lot of people still have the iPhone 6, the iPhone 6S, the iPhone 7, the iPhone 8, and vice versa. They're still using those older devices because they work. My mom has a Galaxy, or she has not a Galaxy, she has an iPhone 7 Plus. Okay, so we got that phone last summer. Okay, even though the iPhone 8 and the iPhone 10 were already out, you know, I didn't see the point in getting an iPhone 8 or an iPhone 10 because, I mean, they basically all work the same. You know, the performance of these phones are so good now that, you know, even having an older model of these phones really isn't going to matter, especially when it comes to iPhone. You know, that's what people love about iOS so much. And it's very, again, simple to use. Anyone can figure it out. Like the dumbest people can figure out iPhone, right? Guys, I'm watching myself. Check it out. Look. Boom. Okay, hold on. Yeah, there you go. That's creepy. Excuse me, but anywho, thanks for joining in on the chat tonight, guys. I mean, I haven't done a live stream in a while. I was gaming on my gaming channel a little while ago, and Live by Tech, who is a subscriber to me, said, "Hey, yeah, you should post on your main channel and just do a live Q&A and just talk about whatever." You know what I mean? So tonight it's just a Q&A for you guys. You know, if you guys really want to just chat about whatever, like I'm down to talk about whatever, honestly. Let's see. Subtle or Solitude Tech says, I always chose Apple over Android. Okay, hold on. I'm missing a lot of these messages. I don't know why. I always chose Apple over Android because of iOS updates. 4-year-old iPhones are still supported, and 4-year-old Android flagships are all non-supported. So he has a point there. You know, unless you have like a Google Pixel device or even the Nexus devices back in the day, and once you buy an Android flagship device, something like the Galaxy S, you know, the S series or even well Motorola, there are exceptions to these because you know some of these Android devices know they're not going to update to the latest version of Android, but you're still going to get like security patches and firmware updates for that phone, so it'll still run. And I think the cool thing about Android, for me at least, is that like even though you're running an older version of Android, you're still going to be able to use it like today. In other words, you're still going to be able to use the phone. Apps are, you know, developers are still updating, you know, the apps for specific versions of Android, whether it be, you know, 5.0, 6.0, 7.0, 8.0, and now we're on 9.0 already. Okay, so I think it's just pretty crazy. Yes, Apple. Yeah, iPhone. Okay, I'm reading your comment here, Solitude Tech. It says iPhones maybe be expensive, but the resale value is so much higher. If you sell your older iPhone today, you will get good revenue compared to Androids. That's the very low resale. So he's right. So even you know, even if I were to sell like an iPhone 6s, I could probably still get a good like $300 for it, depending on the condition. If I were to try to sell like an old like a Galaxy S7 or something, which are, you know, those two phones came out around the same time. In fact, the iPhone 6s came out a lot sooner. The S7 would probably go for a lot less, and it's not because of the technology or anything like that. Like I feel like the technology inside these devices are, you know, they run pretty good. You know what I mean? There's no complaining there as far as the technology. I mean, back then they were still coming out with quad core processors, you know, Snapdragon 820 processors or whatever, and the phones were still relatively running pretty good. But at the end of the day, you know, it goes back to the software. And the user experience, you know. So I remember having the Galaxy S7, dude. That phone would lag. I had it for a month, and I told myself, no, I'm gonna send this thing back. I'm gonna take it back. You know, I was very unsatisfied with that device, and it was a real pain in the ass to use. You know, I bought it when it came out, or I traded in my iPhone, which I totally had regretted at the time because I was like, wow, like why did I do this? My iPhone was working fine, and I had no issues with my iPhone. You know, yes, I think the Galaxy probably had a better phone on it, but at the same time, or not phone, but it had a better you know, camera on it, whatever you want to call it, camera, phone on it. It had a better camera, but at the end of the day, you know, me personally, I'm gonna go with user experience over one little feature that I might end up, you know, liking over something else. So let's see. I'm getting some Snapchats over here. Nice. All right. Sorry. I'm just checking my phone, guys, for messages here. But yeah, I mean, totally agree. And you know, I'm not too keen on these new Android devices. The only ones that I'm really interested are like the Pixel and the OnePlus, as far as flagship goes. Excuse me, I ate McDonald's earlier, and Me, I'm more interested in like mid range phones, like the Motorola G6, or even these lower end phones like the Umidigi A3 Pro. The one I'm streaming on right now is the new Mobile G3 Plus. You know what I mean? I mean, look at the picture quality on this front facing camera. I think it's like a 13 megapixel front facing camera, and it looks good. Like I can't complain. You know what I mean? Edward Kinsey says, "I want a phone that has a fingerprint scanner built into the screen." I mean, there are a few phones out there that are already like that. In fact, I was looking at one of the Umidigi phones that's right now it's only like 120 some dollars on Amazon, but it actually has a fingerprint scanner on the side of the phone. So opposed to having it like in the front or in the back, like where you would have the power button, that's where your fingerprint scanner would be. So I thought that's very super intuitive. I might actually get that phone. I don't know. We'll see how that goes, but the fact that these lower end, and I wouldn't say lower end, but these unknown name companies from China or wherever they're coming from. Check out my dog, by the way. My dog's being a pain. Hold on, let me see if I can get the camera to go down here. Check out my dog. She's a cutie. She's trying to lie next to me over here. And my other dog, come on. You wanna come over here, Coco? You wanna come over? No? Come on. Come over here. My other dog is gonna come over. Watch. All my dogs are on the couches over here, by the way. Look at that. She's licking my arm. Okay, my other dog didn't want to come. That's okay. All right, so fixing the tripod over here. That's okay. Real stupid. So yeah, I mean, I think that the concept of the fingerprint under the screen is a pretty cool concept, but at the end of the day, like if you look at how smartphones are going nowadays, like they're trying to phase out the fingerprint reader. They're trying to, just go with the front end, whether it be an optical scanner for the eye, a retina scanner for the eyes, or facial recognition. I think that flagship devices are just trying to go with the facial recognition software now, and the reason being is probably because, and I would say it's going to make the phone cheaper later on in the long run, but I don't know. You know what I mean? I really think that fingerprint scanners are still the standard for security as far as that goes. But at the same time, again, it's 2019. In 5 years, we might not even see fingerprint scanners anymore. So who knows? You know what I mean? So let's find out. Let's see. Well, any more comments, guys? Let's see. Let's keep the chat going. My dog's still licking me over here. My arm's like all. It's all slobbered on already. She thinks I'm made of food. I'm not food. Okay, get off of me, dog. You guys seem new though. Solitude Tech. I have never seen your name, Solitude Tech. So if you're new to my channel, man, thanks for joining in. Or she, I don't know if you're a guy or girl. Same thing for Edward Kinsey. Actually, Edward, I think I have seen you on my channel floating around a little bit back in the day. And then we have Too Bad, TWO Bad. But again, I don't know if Too Bad is still in the chat or not. But we will see. So if you guys see my wrestling belts in the back and my little Undertaker plush, I'm actually going to a WWE show locally where I live. So I ended up getting this. I had sold off my belt collection, but I ended up buying another one. And then I saw this at the store also, and it's like a little Undertaker plush. So I was like, dang, like I was like, let me just go get it. Rest in peace. It's a pretty cool plush, though, so I'm going to leave him back there next to my subscribe pillow. Okay, so Edward Kinsey says, what do you think about a foldable phone? I've seen the ones at CES, and they look pretty cool. Make it called the Royal Pie. I don't know. I really don't know what to think because, smartphones as is, I mean, they're like mini computers, you know what I mean? Like, if you're making it to the point where you're able to, like, fold up the entire thing again, it's going to be innovative because, you're going to have a lot more space in your purse or your pocket or whatever. I mean, if you guys remember the flip phones back in the day, they were so easy to put in your pocket, and the size were so compact, but at the same time they were very easy to lose also. So I'm personally not a fan of the foldable touch screen phones. I guess I don't know. I guess I really have to wait to see the functionality of them and how how they are going to use them, especially when it comes to like gaming and stuff like that. Because as if you guys are like playing a game on here or whatever, and you're trying to do something, obviously having a flat screen is going to help you, but having those foldable phones is going to be a little different. So me, I don't know. I guess I would not. I'm not really excited about the foldable screens as far as smartphones or tablets go, but at the same time, I really, I don't really have an opinion on it right now because I haven't been to CES myself, and I haven't been able to go out there and put my hands on those phones, etc. like that. So it really just depends. All right, that was a good question though. I mean, I haven't really thought about that to begin with. So I mean, cool. Let's see. What else? Foldable tech. That takes me back to when I did have a smartphone though, right? And I remember, I wish I had a flip phone so I can show you, but I remember that back in the day when you had a flip phone that you would close and it would have the camera on the outside of the phone so that you can take selfies with that little camera. I thought that was pretty cool. I think I had an old school Samsung flip phone that would do that, and I didn't even know that until I actually like got it. But yeah, they would put like the little screen on the outside of the phone, and then you could just close it and it would have like a camera on the outer portion of it, and you would be able to again take pictures like selfies, and you would be able to see yourself. So I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that was a pretty cool feature that they did. So ooh, looks like I'm getting more viewers. Kind of, yes, maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I had someone jump into the chat right now, but that's all right. But what else? What other questions do you guys got here for me? Throw them at me, guys. I'm listening. I might have to get on my iPhone here because my Umadigi phone is dying over here. I'm gonna have to plug my iPhone in over here real quick. I have so much tech, by the way, guys. It's ridiculous. Let me send my friend a picture, and I'm live streaming. All right, sorry, I had to take that. Live streaming here. Oh, it's already late. She's probably already asleep, but if not, no worries. It's all good. All right, guys, what other questions do you have? Questions or comments? I got pretty good questions from Edward Kinsey so far. Solitude Tech, do you have anything for me? It's just a few of us right now, so you guys, if you want to get your questions in, or if you want to change the topic about something, feel free. My little Undertaker guy fell in the background. Let me see if I can pick him back up. There you go. He looks mean. He looks like he's gonna tombstone pile drive somebody. Edward Kinsey put, I like Stone Cold Steve Austin. I know he's not wrestling no more, but who do you like? I mean, back in the Attitude Era days, yeah, Stone Cold was, probably my favorite wrestler back in the day. I mean, nowadays, probably my favorite wrestler currently is AJ Styles. As far as like being an actual wrestler, he's probably the best performer. A second would probably be Daniel Bryan also. But I mean, overall, there's just so many good WWE stars right now. It's pretty crazy, like the amount of talent and what's going on in the wrestling world right now. You have the AEW promotion going on, all Elite Wrestling, which I'm not a fan of the name. I think that they could have gone a little better on the name, but I mean, talent wise, dude, like there's a lot of top tier talent, and it's crazy that WWE and all these other companies are kind of fighting over these talents now because they're just so good at what they do as far as in ring go. But it really kind of stinks also because you see people go to WWE that were really high prospects, guys like Hideo Itami, aka Kenta, stars like Shinsuke Nakamura or Finn Balor, for instance, and you see like that they're top tier stars. People like Samoa Joe also. They're some of the best wrestlers in the world, but they're just not doing anything with their character. And I think that's the one thing that I'm kind of hating about WWE right now is that they're really not like just doing anything with a lot of these people's characters. I feel like they're just focusing too much on just one wrestler, like Ronda Rousey, for instance. Okay, and let me talk about Ronda Rousey. I don't like to badmouth or trash talk Ronda Rousey at all because I have a lot of respect for her when it comes to what she's done as far as her judo championships, her gold medals, her UFC titles and everything like that. But when they brought her to WWE, I instantly just said no. Like I'm not going to be a fan of this, and the reason why I'm not a fan of this is because I already knew that she was going to start burying other superstars. Okay, when I mean bury, I mean she's going to come in and she's going to take over the women's division basically, and it's just not going to be good for the other talents. So you have talents like Mickey James, Alicia Fox, Nia Jax, Alexa Bliss. Basically all of the women stars on Raw are not being noticed because of Ronda Rousey. Okay, Vince McMahon is still there. I mean, apparently he's still running the show. So I don't know what to tell you there. I mean, they came back. Phone tech at work. What's up, man? We're just having a live Q&A, chit chat. Happy Valentine's Day to you if you guys are celebrating that. I'm just doing a live feed tonight. See how many people we can get in the chat. So what's up? We're talking about smartphones. We're talking about wrestling. We're talking about whatever you guys want to talk tonight. So definitely, one of the questions that my viewers asked earlier was like what I thought about foldable smartphones. And you're a big wrestling fan also? Well, guess what? Too sweet, baby. Yeah, I'm actually going to a show this Friday. So we're talking about Vince McMahon and the talent in WWE and how good the talent is nowadays, right? The talent's amazing in WWE. I mean, guys like Ricochet, Johnny Gargano, Aleister Black. These are people that are in their lower division over here. 205 Live Stars. You have NXT UK. WWE is expanding and expanding. And the fact that you have guys like Pete Dunne on the UK division, who's probably half the size of most of the wrestlers in the main roster, but at the same time he could probably outperform a lot of those guys. Like I would love to see Pete Dunne against AJ Styles or Daniel Bryan. I think that would be a freaking great match. Ricochet versus guys like Randy Orton, Samoa Joe, just a bunch of other characters. There's just a lot of dream matches that I want to see. Kurt Angle's still there wrestling, which is just kind of weird, but I think he's probably getting towards the end of his, career already as far as his in-ring career. And, hopefully WWE lets him ride out his contract, however many years that is, I don't know. But could be just a year, could be this year, and they're going to use him. But you can tell that he's slowed down a lot, Kurt Angle. He's really not moving as fast as a lot of the other guys. I agree. Vince should leave. I mean, and that's the thing about that. Triple H knows how to book his talent because he's the one in charge of NXT. But Vince McMahon, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, like right now, I think all they're doing is using EC3 and Dean Ambrose to kind of hype up EC3, I guess, because EC3 really isn't. I mean, that's not really a feud because Dean Ambrose is already walking out the door. Okay, hold on. Solitude Tech said, wrestling is so dangerous. I was a huge fan of Rey Mysterio. I can't believe the accidental death that happened in his match a couple of years ago. Yeah, against Pedro Aguaya, or I have trouble pronouncing the name of the wrestler. It really wasn't Rey Mysterio's fault. I mean, yeah, it was a circumstance of the move that he did that caused the guy's death basically, but I mean no one could have predicted something like that happening. It was a basic stunt that Mysterio always does where he does a drop kick or something like that, or he'll do the little trip and then the guy landed on his neck. Something happened where something popped, like I guess he ended up having a stroke or something in the actual ring, and he ended up dying like in the ring. So I mean I saw the clip. It was pretty crazy to watch. I mean, you can't put that on Rey Mysterio, though. I mean, you can't put any type of wrestling accident unless it's their actual fault. But I mean, for a guy like Rey Mysterio, who's probably he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, no doubt. For a guy like that to mess up a move or something like that, it's just unlike him. That's the thing. Like as a wrestler, you have to know what you're doing, especially with other talents, because their lives are in your hand and your lives are in their hand. So you have to kind of have that mutual respect and keep that going. But that guy had to have some sort of pre-existing condition for something to happen. So Ultimate Warrior, yeah, that guy was crazy, man. I wasn't really a fan. That really wasn't so much my era. I mean, Ultimate Warrior was like late 80s, early 90s. I did follow him a little bit in WCW when he moved over to WCW, and he was kind of freaking out Hulk Hogan with the whole ghost thing, because I just kind of like that bit, right? But I was really never a fan of him as a wrestler, I guess, because he really wasn't that good of a wrestler, at least from the matches that I've seen. He was just kind of like a one. I wouldn't call it one trick pony. He was kind of like that era's version of John Cena, I guess. When it came to, being famous. I mean, John Cena, obviously, 16-time world heavyweight champion. Ultimate Warrior was a different character, though, definitely, and I have a huge appreciation. Did you like Jake the Snake Robert? Again, that was probably pre. I did follow a little bit of Jake the Snake Roberts. Again, I'm 32 right now. Jake the Snake Roberts was, wrestling in the late 80s to mid 90s, right? And I didn't really get to see a lot of his stuff. So I mean, I wore my NWO shirt at Comic Con. The security guards had their what signs up too. Hold on. Phone Tech at work says I wore my NWO shirt at Comic Con. The security guards had their two sweet signs up. That's funny. I'm gonna be going to Comic Con this year. Well, I'm gonna be going to my local Comic Con, which is in April. But I'm gonna actually hit up a wrestling show. Do you remember the wrestler Yokozuna? Yeah, dude, everyone knows Yokozuna, man. That guy was a legend, man. Fortunately, he had already passed by the time I started watching wrestling. I think he passed in the early '90s or maybe mid '90s. I'm not 100% sure when he passed away. But I was a huge fan of him because I would use his character in the video games. So the only really matches that I got to see him were on old VHS tapes when I would rent, old school pay-per-views like SummerSlam or Survivor Series, and you would see him in matches against, a bunch of old stars, guys like Bret Hart, Owen Hart, those Hall of Famers, so to speak. Whoa, I got some viewers watching in, guys. Whoa, what's going on, guys? I'm freaking out that I have some viewers here. He didn't want to lose weight, so Vince let him go. Yeah, I think towards the end of his career, he started gaining a lot more weight than what he originally. And the reason being is because it was affecting his health. It's not so much because Vince, wants to let these guys go. It's like if you're watching like the modern day Becky Lynch crap that's going on, like with her injury and Daniel Bryan's injury. A lot of these, even though they're thin and it looks like they're healthy, they might have underlying issues. Paige, for instance, has a bad neck, so that's why Vince doesn't want them to wrestle anymore. Solitude, why did you retract your message, Solitude Tech? It said something. Or something happened where you retracted your message. That's okay, though. But yeah, I mean, like, now that you guys are talking about it, yeah, the Becky Lynch thing is a work. I mean, they're basically they're. I mean, it's going to be a triple threat match at WrestleMania. I'm going to tell you that much right now. It's a big work right now. I mean, so she's not injured or anything like that. It's at least if she is injured, they're playing it off. If there is some sort of injury, and right now you have guys like Seth Rollins who is actually hurt, which sucks because he's on the Raw show, and Raw is actually coming down to my town in a few days, so I'm not gonna be able to see Seth Rollins because he has that injury, so he's gonna be out for probably a few more weeks. Sorry, I don't know how to use live YouTube. That's okay. I mean, I don't know. I've seen people retract messages in the past, so I'm not sure what's going on there, but I'm excited. I'm gonna go with friends. But yeah, sorry. Okay, you don't know how to use YouTube. Oh, okay, man. You guys are liking my video. 5 likes, great. I'm hoping that more people see this live chat. You know what I mean, guys? My dog won't leave me alone. Phone Tech at work says I started watching wrestling again when the Cena and Rollins feud started. Cena and Rollins, I don't even remember that. That was probably like a few years ago when Seth Rollins was probably WWE champion. I mean, now he's not even. I mean, Cena's out. You guys know that John Cena's basically already done with wrestling. I mean, he's just kind of like that character that they bring back now because Vince, wants to attract more viewers. And the thing about John Cena is, a lot of people hate him, but the thing about him is he is a draw for the crowds and to fill up arenas. You know what I mean? So, if he were to come down here, like where I live, the arena would probably sell out. You know what I mean? I mean, last year when they came, there wasn't really a big name to that card. So the only big name was Ronda Rousey. You still had Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman and all these guys, but I mean, at the time, Roman Reigns was supposed to be the guy, and that was before he won the Universal Championship. But now it's just whatever, you know. Now they don't really have a top guy on Monday Night Raw. They're trying to make it Seth Rollins, but again, I just don't think it's going to work for Seth Rollins. Let's see. I picked up a Xbox 360 to play the old WWE games. That's old school. Yeah, I think you guys are gonna have like New Japan Pro Wrestling later on. I think before WrestleMania they're gonna have a show over there at the Garden, or maybe they might have like AEW shows over there or something like that. But yeah, man. I mean, if you live in New York, dude, that's pretty cool. Like the fact that you live out there, and that's pretty cool that I'm talking to someone. I'm in South Texas, by the way, dude. I live in Texas, so you guys are an hour ahead of me. But I think it's pretty cool that WWE travels like everywhere basically, and I'm lucky that we have a brand new arena that they built so that they can come visit us, and it's right before the Hell in the Cell pay-per-view. So it's like right a few days before. I'm not looking too forward to it though because the card is really crappy. I'm gonna have like Drew McIntyre versus guys like No Way Jose. All right, I'm getting more likes. What is going on? I'm getting more likes, but the viewer count is dropping. What is going on, guys? Hold on, let me get out of the chat here. I don't know what is going on with my phone. What is going on with my phone? Unlock. Unlock, bitch. No, I don't want YouTube premiums. Quit asking me. Alright, I'm gonna get out of YouTube here because my Umadigi A3 Pro is dying. But I mean, I mean, wrestling as a whole, it's getting better, but at the same time, it's getting worse. Like, I don't know what WWE's doing. Like, it's at least its main roster. I don't think Raw and SmackDown. I think SmackDown generally is the better show right now. NXT is probably the show that you want to watch if you want to watch actual wrestling because they actually wrestle on NXT. Um, AEW is going to be all about wins and loses. So I don't know how that's going to work when it debuts and that happens. My freaking dog, guys, she won't leave me alone. So here, let me see if I can move my tripod a little bit. Should I move this up? Oh, yeah. I'm like, there you go. I don't know if that's better or not for you guys. But again, my dog right here, she won't leave me. Like now, she's like licking herself. Okay, I don't want anyone to see that. That was gross. Sorry, my bad. But yeah, like I'm trying to figure out what phone I want to get for my next phone as far as my next review phone. So I don't even watch SmackDown. Vince wants Shane to win everything. Well, Shane really isn't, part of the company anymore as far as like an owner. He's just really a talent now. He really has no ownership stake in the company anymore. The one that really has ownership stake is his daughter, Stephanie, and Triple H. They're just paying Shane to show up. He's just paid as a talent. You know what I mean? I mean, he already has his millions from when he was doing that version of Netflix, but like in China or Japan or something like that. So I mean, for the most part, Shane is just there. He's not really there to be the GM anymore either, or the commissioner, because they got rid of the GMs, and I really don't see the point of them losing the GMs because, I mean, them losing the GMs hasn't really changed anything in the show. In the show. See, should I turn this way? Yeah, okay. I think that looks a little better. Guys, it is hot in my room. I feel like I want to turn on the fan, but the fan's already on. It's because I'm wearing this hat. That's why, but. I want to wear the hat because I just cut my hair and I think it's a little too short right now. So I feel like the hat's like my trademark in a way, kind of, not really. Or I'm trying to make this hat my trademark for my videos. That way, people will recognize me. So take a picture, guys. Like that way I can post this as my YouTube thumbnail. Or just go like that. Too sweet, right? Mm-hmm. All right, hold on. I was just responding to a friend there. But let's see. What are you guys saying, though? Have you ever got to see Vince McMahon wrestle? Edward Kinsey posted. Yes, actually. I mean, he hasn't wrestled in several years, but, I was watching wrestling back when he was feuding with Stone Cold Steve Austin. I think he was the WWE champion at one point. He won the Royal Rumble one year, one year also. Yeah, this was probably when he was like in his late 50s, or early 50s actually, because he's already in his 70s. I've been watching wrestling for 20 years already. So yeah, I mean Vince McMahon, he wasn't a good wrestler. I mean, he knew how to take the bumps. I mean, he was way better at taking bumps than a lot of other wrestlers that I've seen. But he grew up around the business, obviously, so he was trained just like everyone else to get into the ring. So I mean, he's still taking bumps. Like if you guys watched not too long ago, AJ Styles punched him in the face, and it just was like, wow, I can't believe he punched him in the face. There you go. Let me lower that a little bit. Should I turn on the light back here? Let's find it. Or should I leave it off? Let's see. Should I turn it on or should I turn it off? Let's see, guys. Let's see how turning on this light in the back looks. Does that look better for you guys or should I leave it off? Having like diffused light in the background makes, even though it looks weird, it does make a difference. A little bit of a difference, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I guess I'll leave it like that. I think I need to put like something over it though, so it doesn't shine as bright. That looks pretty cool though, the way that looks. I'm trying to experiment with lighting in my room, I guess, so that when I do my live streams or when I do my videos, they don't look like trash. And right now, I think it's looking pretty good. So let's see. Have I seen Vince McMahon wrestle? What else you guys got though? Keep the chat going, guys, because if y'all don't keep the chat going, I've been going on for 45 minutes already, so that's actually pretty good. I was playing Kingdom Hearts 3 earlier on my other YouTube channel, so if you guys are not following me on my other YouTube channel, please follow my gaming channel. It's called B-Tech Gaming. So instead of B-Tech Reviews, look for B-Tech Gaming, and please subscribe. I do live streams on there on occasion when it comes to when I play my games. I have a Nintendo Switch, and I have a Nintendo Switch, I have an Xbox One, and I have a PS4, so keep an eye out. I was actually live streaming Kingdom Hearts 3 earlier, and I was playing. I'm right now. I'm just kind of going from world to world. I'm looking for the treasures that I missed, but I'm really kind of avoiding the Big Hero 6 stage or the San Francisco stage right now because I'm only level 36, and you need to be level 38. Well, you don't need to be level 38, but it recommends that you have the battle level is 38 there. So I don't want to go into that world and then just die really quick. You know what I mean? Whoa, my eyes itchy. How do I look without my glasses, guys, by the way? I mean, I've had glasses for a few years, so you can tell how blind I am. Look at that. Super blind. Like, look at the magnification on the WWE title there. It's pretty crazy, right? But yeah, yeah, I need glasses, unfortunately. I mean, I can still see everything that's going on, but I can't really read the lettering too well. You know what I mean? Let's see. Attachment 1. Chocolate dip strawberries at Stop by Stars this Valentine's Day. Push the button, say I love chocolate dip strawberries, and get a small chocolate dip strawberry avalanche for $1. That's not bad. Not bad. That's a pretty good deal. All right, guys. Well, it looks like, I don't know, if the chat has kind of slowed down a little bit, so maybe I should go ahead and just end the live stream, guys. But, I mean, I plan to get on more with my live streams, guys. It's just that, I don't really know when a good time to do live streams are because it's like a hit or miss for me. But please, if you guys are fans, please hit that notification bell on on my YouTube channel. That way you guys get notified when I post new videos or do live streams like right now. You know what I mean? I'm hoping that a lot of you guys, newer people, are subscribers because I haven't really recognized some of these names like Solitude Tech and Edward Kinsey. Again, Edward Kinsey, thanks for being a fan, man. Thanks for stopping by tonight, guys. But I guess I'm going to go ahead and end this chat here, guys. So, again, I hope you guys have a good holiday tomorrow. Happy Valentine's Day. I don't know which camera I'm looking at. Have a good Valentine's Day, whether you're spending it with a significant other, you have to work, whatever. Enjoy yourself, treat yourself, go out to eat, splurge on yourself a little bit if you want to, and just enjoy the day, you know what I mean? I mean, don't think negative thoughts. I mean, it's just another day if you think about it, but make the best of it, guys. So, again, guys, this is Mike from B-Tech Reviews.